Hello everybody, and it is time to start the Destiny hype train. We are so quickly approaching release. I'm ridiculously hyped up, so hyped up that I don't even like watching my own gameplay that I recorded of Destiny. I don't like watching trailers because I get too excited, and then I realize it's close but not close enough because I'm not happy because it's not close enough. So for the first video of our hype train series, which basically is just me posting Destiny every day and talking about Destiny every single day until the game comes out and beyond. But for the first video, I wanted to talk about the subclasses of the classes in Destiny that we have not been able to play yet. So the ones that you unlock when you get to level 15 for the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Titan. So I'm not going to go into every single skill that they have in the subclass. I'm going to just go through the things that I think are super cool and make that subclass awesome. So let's first start off by taking a look at the Sunsinger, which is the subclass for the Warlock class. Now, for the Sunsinger, his super ability is called Radiance, which dramatically increases the effectiveness of all abilities. So your grenades are gonna do more damage, your melee is gonna hit harder. Now, what gets super cool is when you look at the modifiers for your super ability. Now, the first one reduces all cooldowns for nearby allies when you activate Radiance. So if you're on a control point and you activate Radiance, you just reduced everyone's cooldown that's capturing that control point with you. So maybe they'll have their grenades ready now, maybe they'll have their melees ready now, which is obviously going to give you guys a significant advantage when it comes to holding that control point. The next one reduces all incoming damage when you activate Radiance, so you just become an annoying ass tank. And the next one and last one, when you die and you activate Radiance after death, it returns you back to life. So if you're on a capture point or you're anywhere that you feel is important and you feel like you need to get back to the action, you can put a point into this modifier and activate Radiance and come back to life, which is pretty freaking sweet. Now, moving on to the melee for the Sunsinger is called Scorch, and basically it ignites people when you hit them with a melee attack. Now, I really love any ability, any freaking grenade, anything in Destiny that ignites people, not just because it does damage over time, which is obviously awesome, it helps you win a gunfight, but also because you can see where they are by following the numbers, because numbers are coming up showing how much the ignite damage is doing to them. So I really like anything that ignites enemies. Now, the modifiers for Scorch, the first one is when you kill someone with Scorch, it reduces incoming damage. So if you hit someone with a melee attack, a lot of the time when I melee people, I get super low on health, so that's going to be incredibly helpful. The next one is hitting someone with Scorch knocks them back. Knockbacks are always good, helps you win the gunfight. And the last one is killing someone with Scorch causes them to explode. Now, when I first read this, I was like, why do I want them to explode? I mean, it sounds cool, but why do I want them to explode? I assume that if you kill someone with Scorch and they explode and they're near other people, it sets the other people on fire. Right? That's what I assume. That's what I'm going with. So that sounds pretty cool. I just like anything that sets people on fire or explodes them. Maybe I have issues, but I just think it's cool and it looks cool. It's always awesome. Now, moving on to the last little modifiers for the Sunsinger, which I think are its strengths. I think this is where its subclass's strengths actually come into play. So the first one is called Touch of Flame, which makes all your grenades ignite. All of your grenades are going to set people on fire. Now, Warlock grenades are freaking overpowered. They are the only thing in this game that I'm like, dude, you need to nerf the freaking grenades. So of course the grenades are different in the Sunsinger class, but if you look at the description of a lot of the grenades, they sound very similar. So all of your grenades are gonna set people on fire and do additional damage, obviously. The next one is called Angel of Light, which makes you able to hover in the air, stay in the air for a short period of time when you aim your gun. So if you jump into the air, maybe you're trying to look at a capture point, get a good view and kill some people, you can hop into the air, aim down your sights, and you can stay in the air and shoot people from a distance, which sounds super cool. I really like that one. I think that is like my favorite thing of the entire subclass. And the last one is called Gift of Sun, which enables you to have an extra grenade. Now, grenades in Destiny are super helpful. So having an extra one, especially for any kind of objective mode, is going to be super helpful. You're going to win a lot of more gunfights. That was really bad English. I don't care. If you're going to win more gunfights, if you have more grenades, because obviously you have two sources of damage coming from your gun and coming from your grenade. So now we're going to be moving on to the Defender, which is a subclass of the Titan. Now I'm just going to go ahead and say that the Defender sounds like the most annoying thing to ever happen to planet Earth. Like, he just sounds like you'd get into a game and be like, oh my god, there's a Defender, let's just quit, I'm done, I'm over this, I'm gonna go kill monsters. And you'll see why as I go through some of his skills. So we're first gonna start off with the grenades. There's one grenade that I feel like is gonna be more annoying than most other grenades, and it's called the Suppressor Grenade, which prevents people from using their abilities for a short time. Now, imagine this. You go into a control point. There's a bunch of people on it. You throw your Suppressor Grenade, and they can't do anything. Like, literally nothing. All they can do is shoot you. Yeah, they can shoot you, but they can't do anything else. That's ridiculous. That sounds so incredibly frustrating. Now, the super for the Defender is called Word of Dawn, which creates a shield to protect yourself and also to protect allies. Now, this on its own, you're like, whatever. So, you can't kill him. Whatever. That's, of course, annoying that if you're on a control point, you're trying to take it, and he uses his shield, now you can't do damage to anyone in the freaking shield. But it gets way worse with the modifications for his super. So the first modification for his super just gives you increased damage resistance, which that's fine, whatever. The next one is anyone that passes through your shield creates a temporary shield for themselves. So if they aren't in the initial shield, they can pass through and get a temporary shield. Now the next one is the one that makes me be like, and that is that if you pass through the shield, you will increase your weapon damage temporarily. So imagine just like a bunch of people passing through the Titan shield and all of them having increased weapon damage. Imagine all of them having heavy weapons and having increased weapon damage. That sounds incredibly awesome. Annoying if you're on the other team, but incredibly awesome if you're on the team with the shield, dude. Now moving on to the melee for the Defender, it's called Disintegrate, and basically whenever you kill an enemy with Disintegrate, it creates a force barrier around you which absorbs damage. So you're starting to see that the Defender is basically just an unkillable dude. He has so much to reduce damage, so much to aid his team, but not only is he just a support character, the fact that he has this force barrier by killing people with Disintegrate makes him able to protect himself a ridiculous amount. Now the modifications for Disintegrate, you have one which makes your weapons reload and ready faster. Reloading faster and having quick draw is always awesome. The next one is that you have a chance to create orbs of light with all abilities. So you kill someone with Disintegrate, you get your force barrier, and you can create orbs with your grenades, with your melee attacks, etc. Now, of course, orbs help your team get their supers faster. A whole bunch of people running around with supers is always super annoying. And the last one is that force barrier continually recharges. I don't exactly know what that means, but it sounds really lame. Or awesome, depending if you're the person using it or the person going against it. Now the rest of the modifications for the Defender class all seem to be centered around creating orbs of light. So just imagine, you have this dude that can protect people with his shield, he can create a barrier for himself that makes him take reduced damage, he's already tanky as crap because he's a Titan, and then also he creates orbs of light for everyone on his team so they can all get their super abilities faster. He just sounds really annoying. After I initially read the Defender description, it made me want to make a Titan because I feel like you could just create this dude that is just unstoppable and just reloads fast and does increased damage and helps his team, makes everyone awesome while also making himself unkillable. Now moving on to the last subclass, of course I had to save my favorite subclass till last. It is of course the Bladedancer, which is the subclass for the hunter. I will always be a hunter at heart. I have been a hunter type or assassin or ninja type stealth dude in every single game I have ever played in my entire life. Now the Bladedancer makes me really excited, so if I laugh or get a little hyped, I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. So the first thing that I want to take a look at with the Bladedancer is one of his jump modifiers, which is called Blink. So it takes away your ability to double jump, which might be a bad thing, I don't know, but it replaces it with a short distance teleport. So you can jump in the air and then just teleport somewhere. That's awesome. That's so cool. Like, this is so cool. It might be worse than being able to jump, I don't know, but being able to just teleport is amazing. And I'm down with anything that can make you teleport. Because just imagine the scenario that you're pretty close to someone, but you're not close enough to really get a good shotgun shot on them. You jump in the air, and then you blink towards them super fast with your teleportation, and then take them out with a shotgun. That just sounds so good. The montages, think of the montage moments, guys. Blinking and shotgunning people. It's just perfect for me. It's just perfect. Moving on to the super ability for the Bladedancer, it is called Arc Blade, hence why it's called the Bladedancer, because when he uses his super ability, he dances with blades. He glows and he can just take out people with a beautiful dance and an awesome melee attack. Now the modifiers for Arc Blade are also super awesome. There's one called Showstopper, which you use RT and R2 during Arc Blade to damage nearby enemies, so you can have like an AoE thing going on. The next one is called Razor's Edge, which you press the same buttons during Arc Blade, and it makes you unleash energy that travels across the ground, so again, making it into more of an AoE thing. And the last one, which is my favorite just because I am secretly a ninja. I was a ninja in my past life, I am sure. It's called Vanish, which makes you go invisible for a short duration when you use Arc Blade, which is so cool. I'm just gonna say cool and awesome like a million times. I'm sorry guys, but I can't help it. Now moving on to the melee attack for the Bladedancer, which is called Blink Strike, which gives you a melee attack that has increased range. So you're not having your throwing knife, but you are having increased range on your melee attack. Now the first thing that you could modify for your Blink Strike is hitting an enemy from behind makes you do more damage. Maybe it makes it a one-shot kill? Maybe? I don't know, because as you know, melee just generally is not a one-shot thing. Like, you don't instantly kill someone with any melee attack, but if you hit them from behind and you're doing more damage, does it make it a one-shot? I don't know, we'll have to find out. The next one grants brief invisibility when you hit someone with Blink Strike. I'm all about invisibility. Just imagine running in there and you shotgun someone and then you melee them and then you go invisible and you're around a bunch of people. Sounds just super badass. And the last one reduces its cooldowns. Now moving on to just ability modifications in general, the first one that I really like is your weapons ready immediately after dealing damage with any knife attack. Now I am all about the shotgun melee attack. I'm all about hip firing with an auto rifle and then meleeing people. So being able to have my gun ready as soon as I'm done meleeing people is really good for me because I melee a lot. The next ability modifier increases your invisibility. So any skill that you have in your skill tree that gives you invisibility, it's gonna increase the duration of that invisibility. The next mod that I think is awesome is short invisibility after crouching. You can crouch, go invisible for a short amount of time. As you can see, I'm all about the invisibility because everything that I'm picking is to do with invisibility. And the last one is any kill with Arc Blade or Blink Strike immediately regens your health. So as you know, when you take damage, it takes a little bit of time for you to start regenning your health. Whereas if you have this skill in your skill tree, you kill someone with Arc Blade or Blink Strike and your health starts regenning straight away, which is awesome because obviously you're in so many situations where you're taking a crap ton of damage and you need to regen some health, and with this skill you're gonna be able to regen it as soon as you possibly can by getting Arc Blade kills or Blink Strike kills. So that concludes my look at some of my favorite things about each subclass that I personally think are super awesome about the subclasses that we have not played yet. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments section, first of all, which class are you going to be using? Second of all, are you going to be using one of the original subclasses that we've already played? Or do you think you're going to go with one of the other subclasses that we haven't played yet? Is there any subclass that catches your eye that you're like, oh hell yes, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna be maining that subclass? So let me know in the comments section, guys. I'm gonna be a Bladedancer because I'm a sneaky ninja. Yep. Okay guys, let's start the Destiny hype train. Bye.